Today, we're discussing how to finish 2025 financially strong. Hello, and welcome to Money Talks. My name is Ken Wink from Summit Financial Consulting. If you'd like more info about what you hear today, you can give us a call at 586 226 2100 or check out our website www.summitfc.net. While you're at the website, be sure to check out the podcast page because you can see all of our past shows, all the wonderful topics that we've covered, and you can also subscribe to us on your phone if you want on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music. So it's sort of hard to believe, but 2025 is halfway over, and I know everybody's thinking about warm weather and time at the pool or the beach and barbecues. But this is actually a pretty good time to come up with a strategy to do everything you can to finish 2025 as financially successful as possible. Before we jump into this timely topic, let me introduce my co host, Tony Shore. Tony, what are you doing to enjoy summer or enjoy this upcoming 4th of July weekend? Um, what's your game plan?
Well, you can only see me from the waist up, but I am wearing Bermuda shorts today because in honor of summer. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I've been really busy trying to get projects done outside when it's not too hot or pouring rain, which it has been here. It's either pouring rain or it's 90 degrees and severe humidity. So we haven't had too many in-between days, but when there are those in-between days, I am outside working on projects. I'm just getting going on my catio project. I'm building a patio, a screened-in porch patio for the
Oh,
cats.
man.
So it goes up against the back of the house, and we just crank open the window, and they can jump out there and run around and get, kind of be outside, but yet not run away because our cats are indoor cats, but they want to be outdoor cats. So my wife put me up to this. That's all I'm going to say. And you know what I mean? Happy wife, happy life. So I'm building a catio.
Absolutely.
And I've never built anything like that. I'm not necessarily Mr. Handy, but I bought some power tools and I grew up on a farm, and my dad and grandfather are super handy and built everything. They built our house, from scratch. Like, they designed the blueprints, they built it, did the wiring, the plumbing, everything in my grandpa's house across the lane and our house that I grew up in. So I have handy is in the family. I don't know. It skips a generation, maybe. I don't know, Ken. How about you? What have you been up to?
So I just wanted to say, so it sounds like building a cat shelter is in your DNA, so that's good.
Well, I don't know about that, but yes, I guess.
We're going up north. I've got a camper. We're just gonna head up north. My parents
Nice.
have a place on Lake Huron, so go do some swimming with the kiddos. Should be good.
Oh,
We do some
fun.
fishing too.
Yeah. So for the 4th, actually, yeah, we're just staying home, and I'm going to work on that catio. We might go down to the river and watch the fireworks. We live on the river right on the border of Minnesota and Wisconsin, the St. Croix. It's a pretty big river. And from a barge out there, they blast off fireworks the night of the 4th. So
nice.
we usually head down there and look at that. Otherwise, just grilling out. You know what I love about the 4th of July, Ken?
What?
It's the one day a year where I can eat both a brat and a burger in one sitting, and nobody's going to question it. Nobody's going to give me a hard time about it.
Yeah, no.
It's the one day a year you can eat both a brat and a burger, or a hot dog and a burger, and nobody's going to think twice. Nobody's going to.
That's peak living, peak 4th of July living right there.
But really, it's about the independence of our country, and I think about patriotism and how proud I am to be or privileged to be in this country and be an American. So it's a good feeling on 4th of July. I think it's good we celebrate it, but it's a fun holiday. Let's not kid ourselves. It's just become a fun holiday as long as you end up, don't shoot off don't lose a digit shooting off fireworks. You know what I mean?
We've got a neighbor 2 doors down that usually spends at least $1,000 on fireworks.
Oh,
and the worst thing about the beach is fireworks. Like, it makes such a mess, and it takes like half a day to clean up all the paper shavings and debris from our rubber. So it's completely their problem, their money. We just sit back and watch. So that'll be nice. But I
That's
have
fun.
a cousin that lives like 8 doors down from my parents up there. He retired from the army and found a spot up there. So that worked out great. But he always wears the most patriotic outfit possible, usually like some USNA overalls, and like he goes all out. And my wife bought me a American Eagle red, white, and blue onesie, like romper. And I don't think men were meant to wear rompers, Tony.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm
Um,
gonna go for it.
Ken, I think you were meant to wear a romper, and that American Eagle patriotic romper that you're going to be wearing. I will pay good money for photos. Just let your wife know that your co-host, Dr. Tony Shore, wants to see a picture of Ken in the patriotic romper.
We'll see. We'll see how many patriotic drinks I have, and maybe it'll all line up.
Are you hinting that you might not wear it? You got to wear
Oh,
it. You got to
yeah,
put it
I
on.
I probably don't have a choice at this point.
Right, right. So when you do put it on, somebody will have a phone. Someone will take a picture of that. I guarantee you. Someone in your family. Your wife is sounding like a kindred spirit of mine right now, so I think she'll take care of me. I got to get a hold of her and have her send me that photo. Well, that sounds like fun. But as far as our show goes today, I cannot believe that we're over the halfway point of this year. I mean, you always hear it, like you tune into the news broadcast or a talk show, and that's what they're always talking about is like, can you believe it? How fast time flies or how fast the year's gone? But it's true. At least to me, how about you? Can you believe it? We're over halfway through 2025.
No, they say the older you get, the faster the time goes, and then you
It
throw
is
in
true.
kids and activities, and yeah, it's like snap, snap, 6 months gone. So we'll be shopping for Christmas presents in 15 minutes practically.
Yeah, as you get older, I can attest, and I'm much older than you are, Ken, but I can attest that the older you get, the faster time goes, and it flies. I mean, it flies by. So, yep. Unless you're at the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles, or at a doctor's office waiting, then time slows to a crawl, right?
Yeah, they say the days are long, but the years are short, and that always
It's
hit home
true.
for me.
It's true. You can still have really long days. In fact, some days get longer as you get older, but the years are super short. Isn't that odd?
Yeah, that's the human brain is something else.
It's crazy. Speaking of the human brain, let's talk about what we need to be doing financially for the rest of the year. What's up first?
So the first one is just everybody should be making regular contributions into their retirement account. That's just sort of the foundation of getting ready for retirement. But sometimes people will sort of forget each year to just check out what rules have changed from year to year. So it's possible you can miss out on an opportunity and sometimes even leave some money on the table if you do that.
Yeah.
So there's 3 updates that I wanted to share with people as far as changes to retirement contributions are concerned. So the first one is just automatic enrollment. So basically, they came up with a new rule that if you're starting a retirement account as an employer, if it's being offered to employees, they're going to actually require it that everybody just right off the bat is putting in at least 3%, and then they have it go up by 1% each year. It depends upon the employer, but somewhere between 10 and 15%, they'll finally tap the brakes there on those increases. But it's just sort of a nice little nudge in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, though, that there's probably a catch to that.
Yeah, so there's there's a lot of plans that the new rule doesn't apply to. So if it's
Okay.
a plan that was created in 2024 or earlier, it doesn't apply. And then if you're a small business that has less than 10 employees, it doesn't apply. Church and government plans. So depending upon where you work, it might not be something that you're sort of shoehorned into. But if you're working for a place that isn't making you contribute, we would highly recommend that everybody self-enroll themselves. Otherwise, you're missing out on the opportunity to save for retirement very consistently. Like one of the best rules that I think any financial advisor can give to someone is pay yourself first. And we probably all can hear our grandparents saying that, but it's really true. If you just set it up so that the money's coming out of your paycheck before you get a chance to spend it, there's a really good chance you're going to be successful when it comes to saving for retirement and retiring on time. But if you just wait until there's leftover money, it almost never works out. Usually doesn't end well unless you just got money coming out of your ears.
Yeah, I can imagine. So obviously, we should note that if you're looking to strengthen your financial strategy so you can finish the year strong, you need to set up a check-in appointment with your financial advisor, your financial services professional, and that again, people can just give you a call if you don't already have one, or if you want a second opinion. They should give you and your team there a call. You've got a great team, and I know that's what you look forward to doing, is helping folks with just this type of thing, right?
Yep, absolutely. Give us a call at 586-226-2100. We'd be happy to give everything a once over and just put our software to good use. We got this amazing software that
Yeah.
helps us figure out exactly when someone can retire, and then also making sure that they don't run out of money once they retire.
Well, there you go. So what's next?
So they created what we like to call the golden window. And that is if you're in between the ages of 60 and 63. So most people know that once you turn 50 years old, you can put an extra 7,500 in towards your retirement. But now they created a new rule that if you're in between that sweet spot of 60 to 63, you can actually add an extra $11,250. So
Wow.
it's a pretty big boost going from 23 to 34,000. Obviously not everyone can afford to do that. So anyone that can contribute anything, it's good to do. If you have some breathing room and can take advantage of even a part of that, every little bit helps, especially if, we really love Roths around here, because then it
Yeah,
can start to grow tax free as well between then and whenever you retire.
sure. Well, I mean, that's almost $35,000 a year that once you hit that age, you can contribute to your retirement account, your employer sponsored retirement account. So that's huge. I mean, if you can afford it, many people can't afford to put in that total amount, but you got to put in as much as you can, right? And maybe even into a Roth is what you're saying.
Yep, absolutely.
But that's not forever. You can only do that in that window, right?
If you turn 64, 65, then it goes back down to the 7,500. So just
Ah,
sort of a neat little option that's there for just a few years. But another reason that we call this the golden window is that as a person is getting ready to turn on their health insurance. So let's just say you worked for an employer that didn't provide health insurance after you retire.
mhm.
Most don't nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
Not after you leave the company, no. Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. So there's an opportunity there if you want to try to make your income as low as possible. Because if you're paying for your own health insurance, you have to use healthcare.gov, and in most cases, and the lower your income is, the lower your premiums are with healthcare.gov. So we will sometimes plan people so that they're either taking advantage of something like this extra contribution rule, or they are just taking distributions from savings or from Roth IRAs. Just basically on paper, make your income as low as possible so that your healthcare is as low as possible. And I do have retirees right now that are literally paying zero for their healthcare because we sort of manipulated their income to make it look so low on paper. So some of the tricks of the trade there, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, if you can lower your taxable income to the point where you get subsidized healthcare, that is fantastic. And you have to utilize those strategies. They make smart financial sense, and they're going to help you down the road too. Make your money go longer in retirement, live more comfortably, or meet your goals, and that way you save more money as well. Again, this is all a good reminder. You don't have to hit that max contribution for it still to be meaningful, but the more you put in to those types of accounts, the less taxable income you have too. So that's good, and that's where a Roth probably comes in, because then once you're in retirement, you don't have as much taxable income if you have a lot of it in a Roth, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Roth is a great tool. What a lot of people don't realize is that your Social Security, if you're just living on Social Security, it's 100% tax free. But
Right.
if you start throwing in other income from other sources, especially from pre-tax IRAs and 401ks, now you can potentially make your Social Security taxable. So sometimes it gets to a point where every dollar you're taking out of your 401ks and IRAs, it's actually a double tax because you're maybe paying 15% federal on the distribution from the IRA, but now the Social Security is taxable. So now you're paying an extra 15% on money that was previously not taxable. So really every dollar you're taking out is causing you to be in a double, or in this case, 30% tax bracket.
And that's
So
from a traditional retirement account, like a 401k, 403b, TSP, traditional IRA. Those are all tax deferred. So when you do take money out of them, that's taxable income in retirement, right? Is
absolutely.
that what
And
you're
then
saying?
when you throw on top of this the whole healthcare discussion, oh, I need income to live off of. Okay, take it out of the IRA. Oops, now your subsidy's gone for your health insurance. So having that Roth money, it can really be
Yeah.
a value add. So that could be a great way to end 2025 strong, is just look at where you're contributing your money. Are you putting it into pre-tax, or are you putting it into the Roth? And on the flip side, if you lower your contributions into your pre-tax too much, it might bump you into a higher tax bracket. So just the millionth reason why, Tony, it's good to sit down with somebody who knows what they're
Sure.
talking about when it comes to taxes and retirement income planning.
Sure. And what's the third update you have for us?
So last little update is that if you're a part-time worker, and this just doesn't mean people that are younger, it could be somebody who's sort of half retired, where they left their normal day job and now maybe
Sure.
they just have a part-time job to supplement. So the rule for the longest time was you've got to work at least 3 years and at least 500 hours per year before you have any kind of a chance at a 401k. So they recently changed the rule. So you only have to now do it for 2 years and 500 hours
Yeah.
to be able to get in. So your employer probably isn't going to tap you on the shoulder every time, depending upon how sharp their HR department is, and say, hey, you're eligible for this now. You might
Right.
have to advocate for yourself. So
Sure.
knowing that after 2 short years here, you can start participating in the 401k, maybe get an employer match, that can really help bolster your savings.
That's a big change and will be a big deal to some people. I know a lot of people who work these days. A lot of companies prefer part-time help, and that you might have two part-time jobs rather than one full-time, or maybe your spouse works full-time and you only work part-time. So a lot of people are part-time workers, and that's good for them to know. That's a big change, and can really help them save for retirement and put away some money, or defer some taxes. So that's really good. Do you have anything else for us, Ken, today before we wrap up the show?
No, just want to mention that this is what we do all day, help people maximize the tax laws and retirement contribution laws that are out there. We'd love to put together a health insurance plan or a tax plan, retirement income plan, college plan. Recently, I've been doing a ton of college planning where somebody says, hey, my kid was just born. How much should I save for college? I would love to figure that out for you. We pick out what your favorite university is and index, or I guess sort of follow the costs of that college, what tuition costs look like today, apply some inflation and investment gains, and figure out what you should be setting aside. And, do you want to cover 25%, 50%, 100% of the cost? We can figure out what fits your budget while still making sure that your retirement's on track. So if
Perfect.
yeah, so lots of ways that we can help. So we'd love to have our listeners give us a call at 586-226-2100 at any time. We'd be happy to help.
All right. What's that number one more time?
586-226-2100.
All right. Well, thanks, Ken. And listeners, that does it for another episode of Money Talks with our host, Ken Wink from Summit Financial Consulting, and myself, your co-host, Tony Shore.